Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my quarterly video of ranking everything I watched in the last 3 months. This will include April, May, and June. So let's just get started. I've done these for over a year now, so it doesn't need an introduction. Let's just get started. So starting off with the animated Peter Pan movie, I had a movie night with my sister and her kids, and we rewatched this movie, and I gave it 7 out of 10. It was good. It was fine. Peter Pan's kind of a jerk. I don't understand why everybody is so obsessed with Peter Pan. He's kind of a jerk, especially to Wendy, who he's supposed to be like super nice to. I don't know. And then I had another movie night with my sister and her kids where we watched the Tigger movie. I actually haven't rewatched this movie in a really long time, and I knew it was cute. I mean, I knew this movie was cute, so I can't say I forgot how cute this movie was, because that's not the case. I knew this movie was so cute, and it is, and I gave it 9 out of 10. It's such a cute movie. It's adorable. It's probably one of my favorite, like, Winnie the Pooh movies. So yeah, Tigger movie, 9 out of 10. And then the same night, not with my sister's kids, I went home because obviously my sister's kids go to bed quite a bit earlier than me as an adult. So I went home and I rewatched another movie that I haven't rewatched in a really long time. And that was There's Something About Mary. I saw this, I think, on Disney Plus, and I was like, I haven't watched that in a really long time. And yeah, I was definitely too young to watch that movie. Not currently, but when I did watch that movie, I was very young, not even a teenager, I think, when I first saw that movie. And I was too young for that movie. And with that being said, I didn't like it in the slightest. I didn't like a single thing about that movie, and I gave it 1 out of 10. And then Sam and I watched Avengers Endgame. I freaking love this movie. One of my favorite Avenger, or just in general, Marvel movies. It's so good. I love it. Thor: Love and Thunder does not exist in my life, especially when I watch this movie. Endgame is a very solid 10 out of 10 for me. I know lots of people would disagree with that because they think it's too long. I have no problem with longer movies as long as they keep me entertained, and this definitely does. Then I finished watching The Last Jedi for my Walking the Saga challenge. Obviously 10 out of 10. And then we also watched a Goofy movie. We actually watched a Goofy movie with the anticipation of watching it with the documentary about a Goofy movie. I think it's called Not Just a Goof or something like that, which we watched a Goofy movie. And I'm just so you know, 10 out of 10. Love a Goofy movie. But then we could not find Just a Goof literally anywhere. I guess they did not want to release it in Canada on Disney Plus, which I'm furious about. So if anybody knows where I can get my hands on that movie, please let me know, because I very much want to watch it. Me and Sam had a whole movie night planned to watch a Goofy movie and then watch Just Not a Goof. We finished a Goofy movie. We were happy because a Goofy movie is, like I said, a 10 out of 10 movie. And I was very disappointed that we could not find Just a Goof, or just Not Just a Goof, whatever it is called. Then Sam and I watched the movie E.T. This was one that we just spun on our movie wheel, and I gave this 7 out of 10. I actually did enjoy it. Obviously, John Williams does the score, so I loved that about it, but I actually really liked it. I really liked the characters. I actually thought Elliot wasn't the most annoying character in the whole world. Usually when they have younger kids, especially that age, they always tend to be very annoying, and Elliot was not, so I liked E.T. Then I saw the live action Snow White in theaters with my sister and her kids, and I did a whole video about this, but I gave it 4 out of 10. I was not the biggest fan of it. It wasn't the worst thing I have ever seen, but it definitely was not very good. And then I watched, also with my sister and her kids, the animated Beauty and the Beast movie, which if you've been here for 15 minutes, you know that the animated Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie of all time. So 10 out of 10. I watched the animated Aladdin with Sam. I love that movie. It's so good. 9 out of 10. And then Sam and I watched The Sorcerer's Apprentice from, I've said from as if I know the year. I don't. The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel. I actually quite enjoyed this movie. I gave it 7 out of 10. I think it's fun. I think it's a really cute movie. I think it's very clever. I actually really like the way they describe magic in terms of physics and stuff like that. I thought that was really clever. I liked it. I like all the the characters and all the acting and everything in it. I think it's a very fun movie. So 7 out of 10 for The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Then I saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters with Sam when they re-released it. 10 out of 10. And then literally in the same weekend, like, we saw Revenge of the Sith on Friday, and then on the Sunday, Sam and I saw Sinners in theaters. I had no intention of going to see this movie. I do also have a whole video about Sinners. I had zero intention of going to see this movie. It just did not look like it was up my alley. And then someone told me it was about vampires, which, if you've watched the first trailer, there is no indication that there is vampires in this movie at all. So that was a shock to me. I heard that this was a vampire movie. So that got me intrigued, and I am so glad that I did go to see this movie because it was so incredible. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for this to come out on DVD so that I can rewatch it. I thought this was such an incredible movie. Okay, and now we are getting into May, which was Star Wars month, obviously. So we have a lot of Star Wars. So this is just going to basically be a power run of Star Warses. First, I saw Revenge of the Sith for a second time in theaters. I took my nephew to see it. He is 6 years old and he is showing small hints that he is interested in Star Wars, which I am very much capitalizing on. I did take him last year to see The Phantom Menace in theaters, and he had a great time. So when they re-released the Revenge of the Sith, I really wanted to take him to see that. So we went to see it. We had a great time. He loved it. And then I finished my Walking the Saga challenge by finishing Rise of Skywalker, 10 out of 10. And now we officially start my Star Wars month marathon. I watched The Phantom Menace, 10 out of 10. Attack the Clones, 10 out of 10. And then I actually watched the Clone Wars movie, which I've watched a few years ago, and so I wanted to rewatch it, and I gave that 8 out of 10. It was fun. It was silly. Not something I would probably ever have in my rotation of, like, which Star Wars movie should I watch? The Clone Wars. But it's still fun. It's still cute. And then Sam and I watched the episodes of Tales of the Underworld when that dropped, and I gave that season of the show 9 out of 10. And then I watched Revenge of the Sith again, this time for my marathon at home, 10 out of 10. Sam and I finished watching season 2 of Andor, and I gave that 9 out of 10. I loved Andor. I thought it was so well done. It was incredible. The only reason I'm not giving it 10 out of 10 is because there was a lot of things that I just didn't understand, because I don't understand politics or things like that. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on that is just not something I have any interest in at all, but it was still so freaking good, especially like the last couple episodes are amazing. And then to continue on with my marathon, I watched Solo, 10 out of 10. Continuing on, I watched Rogue One, which, by the way Andor ends, it lines up perfectly with the beginning of Rogue One. And as you know, the ending of Rogue One lines up perfectly with the beginning of A New Hope, which I watched, also gave 10 out of 10. Empire Strikes Back, 10 out of 10. Return of the Jedi, 10 out of 10. The Force Awakens, 10 out of 10. And then also, just to, throw things out, Sam and I watched The Princess Bride, which I regret to say I have never seen before. It's not that I wasn't interested in The Princess Bride and watching that movie or anything. It just never came up to watch it. No one ever suggested it or anything. And I had it on my wheel to watch at some point when I spun it, but it just never came up. So I've just never watched The Princess Bride. But with that being said, I've finally watched it. I can finally say that I've seen that movie, and I gave it 8 out of 10. I thought it was really cute. I really liked it. And then Sam and I finished watching all the way through the reboot of DuckTales. That's, I think, my third time watching it all the way through. I actually am doing a video talking about just the DuckTales in general and why I think the reboot is so amazing. So that will be coming out at some point. But yeah, I gave the rebooted DuckTales 10 out of 10. The Last Jedi, 10 out of 10, obviously. And finishing off my marathon, I watched The Rise of Skywalker, also 10 out of 10. And then I had another movie night with my sister and her kids, and we watched The Aristocats. I felt very similar to The Aristocats as I did with Peter Pan and stuff. It's cute. I like it. 7 out of 10. And then I had a movie night with just my sister, no kids this time, and we rewatched the movie 3 Men and a Baby, I remember watching this movie when I was so young, and we loved the Three Men and a Baby and then Three Men and a Little Lady. We rewatched those movies with my one aunt constantly. And so my sister and I were just going through Disney Plus and trying to pick a movie for our movie night we had, and that came up and we're like, let's watch this. We haven't seen it in so long. Let's do this movie. And it was so cute. I gave it 6 out of 10. There was a whole side plot with like a drug deal that I thought was kind of weird. I didn't really understand the conclusion to that. Literally everything to do with the plot with the actual like baby girl in this movie was adorable, and I really liked it. And then Sam and I had another marathon of watching all of the How to Train Your Dragon movies leading up to the live action How to Train Your Dragon. So we obviously started out with the original How to Train Your Dragon, which is one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love that movie. Obviously 10 out of 10. And then we watched the second one and I gave that 7 out of 10. I liked the second one. I thought it was a cute story. I think the second one is probably my least favorite of the three. I just don't like a lot of side plot that happens in both 2 and 3. So 2 specifically being Rough Nut or Tough Nut, I don't know, the girl twin just going after Kit Harington's character, while the other 2 are very like going after her, and they're very weird towards her and she's very weird. I don't know. I didn't like that whole side plot. And then the third one, like I said, I did like this one more than the second one, but I still just gave it 7 out of 10 because again, it had a lot of side plot that I just wasn't caring about in the slightest. It didn't have anything to do with the movie. It didn't add anything to the plot or anything like that. And at the end of the day, I just want to see Dragon. Both of them I gave 7 out of 10. I do like the third one a little bit more. I actually hadn't seen the third one until this moment. I don't know why. It just never, again, came up to watch it or anything. And obviously if I'm going to watch a How to Train Your Dragon, it's going to be the original. So I had never actually seen the third one, and watching it, I did like it. The ending had me sobbing, but still just 7 out of 10. And then for the final movie I'm going to talk about and rank and all that stuff, I did literally just post a video about this. I'm sure you can guess what I'm going to talk about, but it is the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. And if you want to hear all of my thoughts, go see my video talking about it. But to give you a very brief summary, I absolutely loved the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. It was so good. I can't think of anything really that I disliked about it. I have one baby criticism, not really like a dislike, but one baby little thing about it that I liked a lot more in the animated, and you'll hear about that in my video about this movie. But for the most part, I just thought it was so good. The acting was incredible in this movie. There wasn't a single actor who wasn't giving like 1,000,000% to their character. They did amazing. The CGI of the dragons was insane. The puppets for this movie were insane. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. I have 0 notes at all. And the live action honestly gets a 10 out of 10 for me, just like the animated first one. I loved it that much. It was so good. So that was everything. I know I kind of sped through those really fast, but May is always really fast to get through because it's just a lot of Star Wars. But that is going to be it for now. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I post new videos every single Friday, plus these videos quarterly telling you everything I've watched and a ranking of them. So the next one to come out will be July, August, and September. So that is going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, again, please like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.